Car doesn't like vanilla ice cream honestly sounds like the wildest thing I'd hear this year, but Buffalo Public Schools misreports police calls and doesn't allow staff to call 911 without administrator permission blew my mind. I'm sure anyone under the age 25 isn't going to recognize the name of this magazine, but a couple weeks ago I was flipping through an old issue of Popular Mechanics and saw an article that said muscle car from the 70s doesn't like vanilla ice cream. Now, I'm sure you're probably thinking this is a satire magazine, but this very informative magazine has been around since the 1900s. The magazine is one of the most popular and reputable magazines in the world, covering a wide range of topics from science to technology to engineering and beyond. It's the 70s. Detroit is booming, and so are the big three automakers. This is a time where workers, especially engineers, take immense pride in their jobs, and when a problem is presented to them, they put their all into solving it. During this time frame, General Motors was basically self-explanatory. It's a general mix-up of the popular American brands. In 1908, automotive pioneer William Durant formed GM to consolidate a bunch of car companies into one large company while staying diverse. The goal of this was to challenge Ford's business model at the time, which was to mass-produce exactly one model. The general idea being to provide a variety of other options for transportation was wildly successful as GM became a major contender for Ford throughout the 20th century, and by the 70s it had formed into four well-known household names: Chevrolet, Pontiac, Buick, and Oldsmobile. It's the age of American muscle and rock and roll, and business is booming until one day when the mailroom delivery guy brings a letter to Joe Schmo in the complaint department, which states, "This is the second time I've written you, and I don't blame you for not answering me because I kind of sounded crazy, but it is a fact that we have a tradition in our family of ice cream for dessert after dinner each night. But the kind of ice cream varies, so every night after we've eaten, the whole family votes on which kind of ice cream we should have, and I drive down to the store to get it. It's also a fact that I recently purchased a Pontiac, and since then, my trips to the store have created a problem. You see, every time I buy vanilla ice cream, when I start back from the store, my car won't start. If I get any other kind of ice cream, the car starts just fine. I want you to know, I'm serious about this question, no matter how silly it sounds. What is there about a Pontiac that makes it not start when I get vanilla ice cream and easy to start whenever I get any other kind?" I'm sure this sounds crazy to you, and I'm right there with you. Cars don't have taste buds. This makes no sense. Is the car in the ice cream shop throwing a temper tantrum whenever they get the vanilla? What's going on? Apparently, Pontiac was curious as well because they sent out an engineer to investigate. Which, let's talk about this for a moment. Can you imagine telling your wife and kids this strange man is going to be having ice cream with us for the next few days? Maybe the kids, but definitely not the wife. Ain't no way in hell that's going to go over smooth. Which means you have to take the kids and not Uncle George to the ice cream shop to figure out what the hell is going on with your car and make excuses to where you've been, while the wife's at home slaving over the casserole, wondering who's going to beat the shit out of who for coming home so late.
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
All jokes aside, auto companies took pride in their work, and when a problem was presented, they wanted to solve it. So they send this engineer, and he goes for several days collecting all sorts of data. The gas used, the time it took to travel, the weather, all sorts of random info. And he finally started making headway when he figured out that the shining difference in variable wasn't ice cream itself, obviously. What he realized was that of all the different ice cream flavors that the shop offered, they took the shortest amount of time with one particular flavor, vanilla. You see, the vanilla ice cream was the favorite flavor of the town, so it got its own special case right at the front of the store. The rest of the flavors were in a case off to the side on a wall. So when the family got vanilla, they were in and out in a couple of minutes. When picking any other flavor, it took a little bit longer. Having this to work with, he immediately started studying the car's schematics, looking for anything that could be affected by the choice of ice cream. He finally found an issue with the fuel system under these specific conditions. We all know where the fuel is stored, right? Under the car, usually in the rear, in a plastic tank. But how does this fuel get to the engine? By means of the fuel pump, which then sends it up to the motor, where it is either injected into the intake manifold to be pre-mixed with the air in the combustion process, or by being directly injected into the cylinder itself via fuel injectors as a liquid. What does this have to do with ice cream? Absolutely nothing, but the time spent buying the ice cream is the key item here. There's something called vapor lock, which is what happens when fuel is allowed to reach its boiling point. Liquid usually turns to vapor when boiling, and the vapor bubbles obstruct the flow of fuel, causing the engine to stall or struggle to restart. Basically, the service at this ice cream parlor was so fast that the fuel in the car wasn't allowed enough time to cool. That's what's great about local ice cream places like Fifi's Ice Cream. Top quality product and service. So that's pretty much it. Apparently cars have ice cream preferences and are willing to throw a whole fit about it. Thankfully modern cars don't really have the vapor lock issue, but you still never know. I hope you liked this video. Feel free to subscribe for more videos about all things mechanics and history. Like and leave a comment if you have an idea for a topic and I'll make a video about it. Stay classy, guys. Peace. You know, I wonder if they really allowed automotive engineers to do cocaine on the job. Let's see here. While there's no evidence proving auto engineers were allowed to use drugs on the job, in 1982, John DeLorean was charged with cocaine trafficking after being approached by an FBI informant about financing a scheme to sell 220 pounds of cocaine. Holy shit, I think we just found our next video. I want to take a moment to discuss a serious matter. In this video, I made a lighthearted joke at domestic abuse. While it's a comedian's job to make everyone laugh, I want to be clear. I joke about serious things to bring attention to them. There is no reason to abuse anyone you proclaim to love, and for those who are suffering, we understand. You can't help who you love, but that doesn't mean you deserve it or that you did something wrong. You deserve someone who will love you properly and unconditionally. It's a hard road, but not one you have to take alone. The only thing you have to do alone is build up the courage to take that first step and to reach out to us. We're here, we're waiting, and we're understanding. After the first step, we're here for you. Please, do the right thing for you. I'll provide the information in the description for you to contact to get help. Stay safe.